Good morning, YouTube. I wanted to go over something. I noticed there seemed to be some controversy online with a couple of things I saw where somebody was advocating the use of 357 Magnum to hunt grizzly bears. Okay? I don't understand where that information comes from. Now, have 357 Magnums been used for personal defense against bears? Yes, and quite well. In 1987, Montana Game Warden Officer Lou Kiss, his last name was spelled K-I-S. You can look this up. It's online. There's some really good pictures that a photographer took. It was the Game Warden was relocating a bear, and the bear was a young grizzly. Spun around and ripped the containment unit right off the truck with Lou Kiss standing on it. And the bear grabbed a hold of Kiss's leg, and he shot 6 times. He had a Smith & Wesson Model 66 with 158 grain jacket hollow points. He had 357 loads. 4 did not penetrate the bear's skull, 1 missed, and the last bullet that he had hit the bear in the throat, went through and broke the bear's spine and killed it right in the spot. Is that a successful use of 357 for personal defense? Yes. It's not exactly what I'm sure people would want to use, but that was his duty weapon. Now, recently, back in the February 2014 issue of Handloader, this article was published, and 357 Magnum Heavy Bullets by John Havlin, and he lays out quite a few good points. If you're going to use a gun like that for personal defense against bears, you need the right bullets. Now, when I say is a 357 Magnum ideal for personal defense against bears, probably not. But I've always said shoot the biggest gun you can carry and shoot accurately. That's the same with any personal defense situation. 44 Magnum is very hard for some people to use, especially for quick follow-up shots. 45 Colt would be excellent in like a double-action Smith & Wesson revolver, something like that, with heavy cast bullets. 357 Magnum does well with heavy cast bullets. And what I mean is, in case people don't know, this is a hollow point. This is 158 grain Spear Gold Dot jacket hollow point. I would not use that against bears because it's going to expand. There's not the penetration there you want. This is a cast 150 grain hollow point bullet. Again, not what you want. This is what you want. This is a 168 grain cast wad cutter, semi-wad cutter. This bullet has been around since 1929, developed by Elmer Keith. Notice the bullet. I mean, this right here on the top is called the Miplat. This is what does the damage, is this here. This bullet, this creates a shockwave. This is where your kinetic energy and your wound channel, you hear all those things. This will penetrate quite a ways. Now, the other thing you need to have is the construction of the bullet. This is not made from soft lead. I cast these myself. These are wheel weights dropped in water right after I cast them, which hardens them up. And these on the hardness scale are right around 20, Brunel hardness scale. These are notorious for penetrating quite a ways. These are what you want. And out of this gun with that barrel, probably 1,100 feet per second, maybe 1,150. I haven't tested them yet. I know out of a 6.5 inch barrel, they're doing almost 1,300 feet per second. So you lose about 50 feet per second per every inch of barrel from what I have read. So yeah, probably about 1150. I'm hoping, because that's a 2.5 or 2.25 inch barrel on the SB101. But if you could get away with shooting a 44, go for it. Go for it. I mean, to me, shoot the best you can. Should a 357 Magnum be used for defense against bears? If it's the best you can do, then yes. If you can shoot a 357 Magnum, see, I mean, I've had 44s, 41 Magnums, I've had all the big calibers. I've never shot 460 or 500, but I've shot everything up to that. And I can tell you that I've had 44s, and I have to load them down to get a fast second shot. I've had Smith & Wesson Model 29 with a 4-inch barrel. I've had a Model 57 and a 41 Magnum. And to be honest with you, if I was going to carry between those two guns, it'd be the 41. It's better recoil, and you still have a heavy bullet. But I had to load the 44 Magnum down to get a fast second shot because of the recoil. And it's not because I can't stand the recoil or can't handle the recoil. It's just the nature of the gun. It's the nature of the cartridge. That's a heavy round. It's a heavy gun. 357, I can get an accurate follow-up shot. Now, that right there, accurate follow-up shot. Because if a bear charges you, you're not going to have time to really think about running. You're not going to outrun them. I mean, you could play dead. But I've seen bears on a dead run. You know, even a black bear. Black bear is amazingly fast. I mean, 357, yeah, you'd want something bigger. Everybody says, well, you should carry 12 gauge with slugs. All right, try that in a hiking trail. See how much attention you get. A gun like that 357 SP101, nobody knows you have it. You're not going to alarm the public. This is the gun you want. Or if this is something you can handle and carry. If you can't, get something bigger. Try it out. But to go out and specifically hunt with a 357 Magnum on grizzly bears and even black bears, no. Unless it's a rifle, maybe a Marlin, maybe a Henry, then it'd have to be a heavy constructed bullet, and that would only be for black bears. I would not recommend it on grizzlies, not in any way, shape, or form. They're a powerhouse like you have no idea. So that's my take on the whole thing. My take is, should you, if that's the best you can carry, if that's what you can carry, yes, use the 357 Magnum on bears for your carry gun if that's the best you can do and your accuracy is there. Take the gun out. My advice, get a pie plate, something like that, paper plate, about that diameter. Put it out to 25 yards. And fire double action with the loads you're going to use and see what you can do. If you can't hit that 1 or 2 times, you better keep practicing until you can, because you're going to need to hit that target fast. That's my recommendation. If you can't do that with the 44 or 45 and you can with the 357, carry that gun. You need accuracy. What good is a big caliber if you can't hit anything with it? So again, that's my take on the whole 357 Magnum versus the whole grizzly bear thing. So you can take it from there. You can look up the facts. Again, that article in Hand Motor, February 2014 edition. It's a good article. It covers a lot in bullet construction and tests. And I recommend taking a look at it and going from there.